Okay, my friends, so I'm going to start shooting a horsebow for a while. These come from FLAGGELLA D. They're quite good bows, so I want to turn you on to them. These bows do not have a stringer, so you have to bend them over your leg. Now, I've always bent bows over my leg since I was 7 years old, and I've never broken a bow, and I've strung 100,000 at least. So look, you see how the horn, the SIYAH, the horn on the SIYAH was around my ankle? It's a natural hook. The bow has to, the center of the bow has to be exactly on your leg. Not over there, not up here, but right in the center, or it doesn't bend evenly and you'll break your bow. So you put it in the center. Now you can see my hand here on the SIYAH. So all I have to do is press forward and let the string down. Okay? Or to string it, hook it on your ankle, put the center right on your leg, and put your hand down here. Now we're going to walk it up. I'm going to push, I'm going to lift it up, I'm going to push, I'm going to lift it up, and I'm going to push until it goes right into place. Okay? And I hope you can see that on the camera. Let's do it on a little bit of a different angle. So hook on, center on your leg, simply press forward, let it down, it'll come off. Or press forward, lift it up, press forward, lift it up. And in doing it this way, you do not have to press it so far that you have to lift the string right up over the end and put so much pressure on your bow that you break it. Okay, so we'll be back in a minute. Okay, my friends, so let's take a look at this bow that we're going to shoot. This one has horn SIYAHs. You can get them with horn or without horn. You can get them in a variety of woods. You can see that this one is quite pretty. It's actually yew, heartwood of yew, and it makes a beautiful bow. This is leather. You can also get them in ash, which the SIYAH is, it's ash. You can get them in ash or black poplar, mahogany, zebrano, these different kinds of wood, but I like the yew, it's quite nice. This string is a bit short for the bow because my brace height is 8 1/4 and it says 7, so this one is at 8 1/4. Also, the length of the bow is 56, but this one is 54 from knock hole to knock hole, just because the string is a bit shorter, and it shoots fine. But anyhow, that's the layout of the bow. Very nice looking wood, very good shooting bow. And they have a bridge. You'll notice that there's a bridge here. That's what makes it the MONGOL model. This is a MONGOL idea. So this is the MONGOL. Nice bow. Anyhow, let's go do some shooting. When a wise man talks to a fool, the fool only hears foolish things. I'll be back. Okay, so Emily was asking me to do a close-up of my hand, so I guess this is about as close as I can get. Don't really do very much with my hand. I don't have a follow-through. I'm just pulling backwards on the arrow. See that? No anchor, no follow-through. Just push from your elbow, okay? Okay, so again, I do not touch any spot. I'm actually shooting from my elbow. So I'm pushing forward with my left hand and the pressure is going from my elbow. My upper body is completely relaxed. So no touching, no aiming that way. Aim from your elbow. That's about it. I don't have to reach out behind me. The reason why instructors taught Asian students to do that was because they were so dumb that they would just let go. So the guy wanted to have back pressure, so he said, do this! But it's over accented, you know. But that's the reason behind it, and it's a good reason. You got to keep a little pressure backwards. Anyhow, when you do that kind of stuff and you don't talk too much, you will get some hits. Okay, so that's what you got to do. Be back in a minute. Okay, now there's a thing called false triggers. Now, a false trigger is when a person is working on part of their form. Let's say, for example, it's one of these guys who tries to touch the corner of their mouth. We'll say that that's what we're talking about. What happens is the person is pulling and pulling and pulling, and they get to the corner, and when they get to the corner they go there and they let go, except they weren't really aiming at the arrow or at the target, you know. The person is thinking about getting their elbow in a certain spot. They're drawing back, they get it in that spot, they let go. They weren't aiming at the target yet. These are called false triggers. It's very easy to do. You know, you're working on bending your knee. You're drawing it back. You get your knee bent. You let go. You're not aiming at the target yet. False triggers are not cool. You know, you're working on your back and you feel your shoulders going together. You let go, but you're not aiming yet. You have to have the tip in the right spot. You have to be able to see the arrow, the full length of it. You have to be completely open and relaxed. Everything has to fall into place. If you're just touching there and letting go, again, false triggers are a big mistake. It happens to all of us. Just calm down and consider that you're actually aiming the arrow at the target. Okay? Now, when you do calm down and you start to aim at the target, you'll get some hits. Okay? Stay calm. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, I kind of enjoy some of the characters that are on YouTube. I watch YouTube. Jeff at the Knocking Point, he's a nice guy. He tries to teach people. This here is a horsebow I'm starting to shoot. There's a guy, a Turkish guy named Abdul Kazba, and he has a channel and he shows people how to shoot these kind of bows, but with a thumb ring. And you might be interested in that. I hate thumb rings. They hurt my thumb. I don't like them. I never used it enough to even get good at it. I just don't like them. So those are some of the guys. There's a guy named Simon Stanley. Now Simon is an English guy that shoots a big, heavy, 150-pound English longbow. And he's not teaching people how to do it, but check out Simon Stanley. It's kind of fun to watch. So all these guys will kind of help you out, you know. They all have a little bit to play. We all try to help you out and show you some things, some little tricks or some techniques, and it's worthwhile. Anyhow, when you do that kind of stuff and you take a few shots, after a while you get so that you hit the target, you know. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, now a bow like this likes to be really stretched out. You've got to try to break your bow. Stretch it out. Stretch it out all the way. Okay, a bow like this needs to be stretched all the way out. This particular bow will draw to 32 inches. I have no idea how far I'm drawing. I'm just drawing back until it won't go back any farther. And just stretching it out. That's the best thing that I can tell you. Also, I was watching the movie of Howard Hill the other day, and it's funny, a girl named Sandra has written me a couple of times saying, "Oh, Gary, your release." Well, Sandra, that's my release. That's my release. Anyhow, I was watching Howard Hill, and he was on this yacht and sailboat, and he's shooting. What do they call those? They're called flying fish, and I don't know, sailfish, I guess. Anyhow, he's shooting at this thing, and he's at the front of the boat, and he's aiming, and he lets go, and his hand goes up to here, like that. The worst release I ever saw, except that he hit the fish. You see, as long as that pressure is coming off 180 degrees, it's okay. I see Howard doing boom, 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 but I see Howard doing bang, bang, and that one time I see Howard doing boom. Anyhow, that's all I got to say about the perfect release. Perfect release is when you hit the target. And I decided to do something a little different, and I nailed him 3 times in the head for you, just to show you it can be done. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Hang around. Okay, so it's the end of the day, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Just step back here. Okay, so you take your bow, you step through the bow, you hook it on your ankle, you put the bow exactly in the middle of the bow, exactly on your leg. You simply press forward with an open hand, the string comes down, you just let the pressure off, and you're ready to go home. Okay, so that's all you have to do. Anyhow, I'll talk to you later. Bye now. Okay now. Just out here enjoying the day. I'm enjoying Mother Nature. That's what I'm enjoying. Mother Nature. The Hunza tribe. They're Africans. Hunza and the Hadza tribe. I think they're from Tanzania or Tasmania. They shoot very naturally. They're worth watching. The Hunza tribe and the Hadza tribe. They're hunter-gatherers. The whole family gets together and makes bows, makes arrows. They heat them up in the fire and they chew the wood until it goes straight. They shoot very naturally. Now listen, this tribe has been shooting for 1,000 years. They have not discontinued shooting the way the English quit shooting for many years and then they rediscovered it. If you watch the Hunza and the Hadza tribe, and this is how they make their living, they shoot split finger. They do not anchor. They stretch that bow all the way out so that that elbow is right back and the guy's head is up there and he's just looking over the arrow. And they kill lots of little birds, lots of small animals, easy things to hunt. It's usually up close, you know, 15 yards or so, not long distance. But the idea is that these guys have been shooting for 1,000 years and they're shooting like their ancestors. We are not shooting like our ancestors. Okay? These guys just put it out there, draw it all the way back, and get over the arrow. Again, without an anchor. They're worth checking out. They are connected to the past. And, you know, when you do that, you get some hits. Have fun. And there's a little robin redbreast. Dropped in. It's spring, all right. Yesterday there was snow here. Today there's none. Remember when I was telling you about moving your head out of the way so that you can get a clean draw? Well, I meant it. If you don't move your head over enough to get a clean draw, you will always be bending the power line, flicking and missing. If you move your head over too far, you may shoot to the right. Don't do that. Only move your head far enough that it meets the draw. important to move that head so that the jaw is out of the way of the line. Oh, that one was on the belly. How annoying can you be? That's what happens when I'm talking and trying to be a nice guy. There, right in the heart. That was a nice guy. Anyhow, when you move your head over, rather than make a great big move, it's just enough that it meets the draw. The draw and the hand come together, but the jaw is moving over. You see, the eye goes over the arrow and the jaw gets out of the way. So that's what I meant. And when you do that kind of stuff, and you don't talk too much, there's that low one on the belly there, but the rest are okay, you know? Okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye now.